Alright, so I have my cover off. I'm going to be putting on a Takegawa, basically an extra bearing support. So if you look at this crank here, you know, where the piston rod is, there's two bearings on the each side of the piston rod. Right? Say this is the piston rod, 2 bearings on each side, and on the clutch side there's another bearing, outboard bearing, but on the stator side there is no outboard bearing. So what I'm doing is I'm putting this. So this is a Takegawa kit that puts the outboard bearing on this side, and it basically it mounts in right here where the cover is, so it will support from this end right here. Okay, so let's look at the kit, see what we have, what's in here. So it looks like they have a clutch, excuse me, not the clutch, stator cover gasket, so that's cool. So I probably don't need to use this because my old gasket is actually still in one piece, and because this bike is still new, so it still looks really good. So I'm gonna reuse the old one. Obviously the owners, probably this is probably the installation instruction right here. Obviously it's all in Japanese because it's Takegawa. There's a sticker. Yep, all in Japanese. All in Japanese, and they give you a parts list right there. Let's look at that parts list. Oh, let's see the parts. So there's so 3 bolts. So those 3 bolts, there goes right here, because you're adding a little spacer, so it needs to be longer. So you remove these ones, these factory ones, they're a little bit shorter. So those 3 bolts right here. You got the bearing, obviously. So bearing. You got the little spring washer. I forgot what they call it. They call it a thresh washer, I think, which is it's a spring washer. You know, it's shaped like if you look at a cross section. Normally, a cross section of a washer is like so. Between my fingers, that's the hole, the OD. So the thresh washer is like it's like a cone shape, like that. And you could squeeze it down, and it basically acts like a spring. So that's that right there. This is the extension nut right here. That's the extension nut. So basically that nut right there goes on here, so it makes this longer, so that way it could reach the bearing. And obviously the bearing, and there's two other pieces right here, which is in here. Let's see, I'm gonna see one piece. I'm gonna see one piece in here. Why does it show 2? It shows 2, but in here I only see 1. I don't see nothing else. I only see 1. What's up with that? So I see, looking at it, let's see this one right here. I don't see this one. So hopefully that one's not needed. So that's where these bolts go. So this is basically this is what's gonna hold the bearing in place. Okay. Here's a little diagram of the thresh washer. So thresh washer, then the little nut extension. They don't tell you what the torque spec is. There's no torque spec on here. Let's see, you can see this torque spec on this side. Yeah, I'm see torque specs. Let's see. Over here we go. 10 Newton meter. I think 10 Newton meter is probably for these 3. Then same with the outside cover. They don't give you the nut. That one big nut. Let's see, what's that one big nut? Over here. 64 Newton meter. Okay, 64 Newton meter, and everything else is 10 Newton meter. Okay, that's all I needed to see. So So that's the breakdown of what you get. So I'm not sure why this one only comes with one. On the picture here, it shows two. So I got the nut open right here already because I need to see what size this is. This one is a this right here is a 14 millimeter here, and over here is a 17 millimeter, and these ones are 8 millimeters. Okay. So yeah, so let's get it together. Let me do another video.